Hi guys, welcome to Manhood Explained. My name is Camille. Today is 10th of May 2020. Welcome to video number 135. Today we're going to talk about why you are dissatisfied with your relationship, or why and where is this thing coming from. Listen, yesterday we talked about fear of women, and that's a kind of very extreme version of what we experience, but most of us are not that far. But most of us who are in relationship, you know that it's getting better or worse. But in general, we have issues with finding this place for us to be happy in a relationship. That's why I thought maybe it's good time to get this thing and get this bull by his horn and figure out what's happening. Why do we find, and why so many of us find ourselves in this kind of problem. So how I like to look at things is how things starts. And the problem that I find with everything, and you'll see that going through every stage of their relationship, is we don't really know what we want. We don't really plan ahead enough to know what kind of happiness really means. Because first of all, look how it all starts. We get in love, we fall in love, we have this great feelings, and when the love comes back to us, it's so awesome. We can fly in the stars, and we think that our love is going to be the best. It's like no one else felt what we felt. Is we're going to conquer the world, right? And then when we get together, we spend so much time. We love this. It's amazing this time. But then it's like you get into the relationship, like, let's say you get married, and then soon enough, so many people are saying that the whole emotions fall down or kind of dissipate, and then you find yourself, kind of struggling day-to-day routine. And think about it. What was your plan when you were being together? To have a family, to to get married, maybe have some kids, maybe buy a home, and then you got this, and then what? You see, our planning is very short term. There's nothing really going on, and it's very easy and we can kind of achieve what we wanted very fast. And then what? Then you get to the first stage, number 2. You get into the relationship, and things start to fall on you, like on your lap, like paying bills, like taking care of your kids, maybe taking care of the mortgage, or finding better job, finding better car, and then everything is get like grinding day-to-day routines, and we really rarely find this fulfilling. But it's again, sorry, my battery is falling. Battery is ending in my phone. But this the whole point. Like, we don't really like this day-to-day things. They're not exciting. So you see, we had this issue at the beginning without we didn't have like plans for the future, and then we fall into the relationship or starting it, and then even if we had some plans, they're short term. We get them really quickly, and there's nothing else to be enjoying. And the third point, which is even worse than the first two, because they've been enjoyable for some period of time, or at least to some degree. But then, because your life is not interesting, is not something that you enjoy, then your wife feels the same thing, and then you start to argue. It starts with some bigger things, because at the beginning we don't really want to fight, but then after a while you argue about everything. The smallest stupid thing, it starts this argument, and it is like after some time you just don't want to come back home, because you know that whatever you're going to talk about, you're going to argue. You're going to end up there. And then if you don't have a plan, if you don't have like the goal what you want to achieve in your relationship, then every argument ends up being basically a fight in between you two to prove that you are right and she's wrong, which leads you nowhere, because there's no solving of your problems in arguing about, I don't know, trash can or your stuff on the floor. if your real problem is that you don't know where you're going, you don't know what is exciting, you don't know what does it mean to be happy in a relationship. So this is the one thing that I want to kind of think about, and ask yourself a fundamental and basic question. What does it mean for you to be happy? Ask yourself, what would have to happen for you to be happy? And don't tell me that, if you'll be left alone, you'll be happy. You won't. Because it's not the reason why you're with this girl. It's not the reason that you have kids with her. What does it mean for you to be happy? Because if you answer this question, you would understand, and it's going to be obvious what you have to do to get there. But that's why so many of you are passive. That's why so many of us are unhappy. Because we don't want to argue, because we want to be left alone, do our own things. But it's gonna become even worse, because it's not good for her as well. It's not exciting for her as well, and she's taking most of the family things, especially if you're like a more traditional type of family. She's taking it all, and you just want to be left alone. And then is that your definition of happiness in a relationship? Is that why you decided to be together? No, you didn't. So that's why, ask yourself, what does it mean to be happy? And then you would know exactly what to do. So listen, this is what I want to take from this video. Everything that you want to accomplish, everything that will make you happy, it's hidden in here and hidden in here. And I don't want to become abstract in all of this, but you know what you want. Many times you're just afraid because you'll have to reshape things in your relationship, or do things differently, or maybe do something else. But ask yourself this fundamental question, and when you get the answer, especially if you ask yourself this question like if your wife would agree to everything that you want to say and everything that you want to do, if you get this answer, then talk to her, and most importantly, ask her about the same thing, and find a way to make it work, because this is the most important thing. You'll never be happy if you're not at least on the way of trying to achieve what you really, really want. Think about it and do something about it, because it is relatively easy. But if you act on it, you'll see that it's going to change the whole thing. So if you liked this video, comment. If you didn't, comment as well. Tell me what you think. And then if there's anything you want me to record about, just give me a shout. I'll be glad to do it for you. That being said, see you tomorrow.